find a legal lawyer to get this representation from a lawyer, so that way I can get this one case that I want in court. What it does, if I find this lawyer, it's a case, okay? In January 2024, I was arrested at 24 Hour Fitness over there in Upland. Now, I had just came back from the crime scene at 1812 Tokay Road, Victorville, trying to get my daughter and my new wife out. They wouldn't answer the door, they wouldn't come out. I spent the night there in the rain for 2 days. It was dead. But then I seen a girl from Ontario pull up. As I walked away from the house, I was around the corner. And as soon as she knocked on the door, they opened it up and let her in, Angelica Venegas. So I knew they were bullshitting, you know. To make a long story short, what ended up happening was, as I did this, I came back and I got here about 7 o'clock in the evening and went straight to 24 Hour Fitness to go and take a shower. I was tired, I was pissed off. And immediately, the two girls, the managers that were there, I can't identify them, they were already working with the police department. And they were already doing voyeurism inside that whole business there. With their permission, they were helping the police departments, the district attorneys and the police and the sheriff department to do all kinds of illegal shit to me. They were torturing me in the business. They were doing voyeurism. I'll be in the showers. They were, because my ears are locked onto it, and they have cell phone. Okay. When we talk about the people that are helping them, we're talking about informants, period. They have cell phones and they have these little white microphones that are put on their ears. All that's connected to this satellite. The frequency that's aimed at me. So I can hear everybody when they turn that on. I can hear everything. It's illegal as hell. So they knew I was in the shower and they were doing a crime called voyeurism, okay? It's a nasty crime. It's invasion of one's privacy, making illegal pornography, it's having sex. A man's in a sex act, or he wants to be in a sex act, or he's having sex, or it doesn't matter. Federal voyeurism, and that's what I'm on, federal voyeurism, because you have to understand, federal voyeurism, I'm a federal disabled, I'm federal disability. Every crime against me is a federal crime. So it's title, this says this in Title 18, federal voyeurism is this: if a man shows any part of his body nakedness, whether he's restroom, shower, changing clothes, and you have technology, and you can see his private parts, and you're concentrating and zooming on those private parts, then you've committed federal voyeurism. And that's what they were doing in there, to make it quite simple, federal voyeurism. And so I tried to report them. Nobody would allow me to report them. No police station in Southern California would allow me to press charges on them. They won't. They work hand in hand. So what ended up happening was this. Under the federal voyeurism, what ended up happening was I went in that night, and girls, as soon as I got to the counter, they were all spun out. They said, what do you want? I said, what do you mean what I want? I'm going to go take a shower. I have a situation going on, so I'm just going. He said, no, your membership was canceled. I said, no, it's not canceled. How can it be canceled? I'm on federal disability, silver sneakers, the Department of Medicare pays for it. They send me tests all the time. They tell me if I need to re-sign papers or something is wrong. I said, it's not. She said, I'm calling the police on you. For what? You terrorists threatened me. Terrorists threatened you. So I waited outside, and boom, cops came and handcuffed me. Boom, they took me. They didn't want to hear anything. I get to jail, West Valley, they booked me on terrorist threats. I said, no, you guys are crazy. They take me to my cell, and guess what? That was the January 4th, 2024. I didn't come out of that cell for arraignment until the 18th of that month, denying me my constitution, my civil rights, of a process that is due to me, that you have to be in front of a judge, and the district attorney has to charge you within 72 hours. That cannot change during the coronavirus. It never will change. Okay? It's just the way life is, period, for every American in the United States. So when they finally took me to court, I exposed that to them. I said, you can't keep it. No, they fucked me. Their whole courtroom scene was fucked. They made me do 90 days. After the public defender's office told the judge and told the district attorney, you can't keep him. It's against his constitutional right. No, they wanted to keep me. They sentenced me to 90 days of misdemeanor. It ended up being a misdemeanor 90 days. Okay? Well, I was in there in West Valley. They had the satellite above the skies of the county jail. You can't do that. The whole time they were torturing me when I was in the county jail. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They were allowed me to hear my girls, Christina and Raylene, at the crime scene. Sergeant Romero went to the crime scene, and Gypsy, Tina, they're from San Diego. They live at this house, they're the homeowners. These fools told with Sergeant Romero, they did a walkthrough, I remember, 3 days before they took Christina. They took Christina on 16th of September of 2023. He said, we're going to bring him into this room, to this house. I want a microphone placed here. I want a Bluetooth speaker placed here. Put something under the bed, under the rug, under the counter. They laced that whole house up, connected to the satellite. I want Manuel to hear what we're going to do to his family, Sergeant Romero said. So next time he'll get a second thought about what we do with people to get into our bed. This son of a bitch is a serial rapist, you know. So let me not get into that. So what happened was, when I was in the county jail, I can hear everything going on. I can hear Raylene. I would talk to Raylene from in there. Christina, you okay? No, we just want to go home. We didn't do it. And they were beating them, raping them, and beating. I heard every single word of pain, suffering, calling out, screaming, everything they did to them. And they did a whole hell of a lot. And I'm going to explain that in a different video. But on this thing, what ended up happening was, what they did, Holmes, they, I was listening in the county jail to all this shit. They were torturing me. Then when it was time to go take a shower, you take a shower with other men up there. There's 2 shower here. They were doing voyeurism. I can hear the police officers and Phyllis, Henrietta from the district attorney's office telling the girls, informant girls who I know, hey, make sure he shows you your make sure he touches his thing. They were just trying to humiliate me. They were just being stupid and careless, but they were getting off on me. No matter what, they were watching me and all the men in there. If it stimulates for me, and they did it to those men, then the men get federal voyeurism too, Holmes. Okay? They don't get yeah. So they have the satellite right over the county jail when men go to court. You can't do that. Plus, it was hooked up to the internet. You can't do that. Everything. So I recognized it, and I told all the inmates in there, you guys got a free day coming home soon. But the problem was, as I shared with the inmates, I said I have my 2 girls. And my ears are being tortured home with everything, and I can hear it. And they gave me a break home. Believe it or not, they put up with me. All the homies, young homies, older homies, even some of the brothers. I couldn't help myself. Sometimes I'm just listening, I'm pissed off, and I'm going back and forth, and I'm talking. But they knew I wasn't talking to myself. They knew everything. They just stood quiet home. And they didn't ask me for anything. But I told them, as soon as I get my girls home, Holmes, I promise you I'll get into this thing, and I'll try to get you off this out. I'm a 95%. And they said, no, we understand, Holmes. If you can do it, Holmes, don't forget us, Holmes. But get your gente home, okay? Orale home. You know where the Chicanos are, man. They don't ask you for nada home, but we hope for everything, with one another. And my heart goes out to them because I still haven't got them home yet. Mas informants. You should see that they smile at home. So anyways, okay. Now, that case has everything that we need right there. Because they let me out on March 30th, boom. No probation, no nothing, no fines, boom. All that case shows, it represents me and a million men and women. Everything's there. The satellite we can prove, the frequency we can prove, the false imprisonment, denial of one's constitutional rights. Everything is set up that one case God gave me for all of us. And I need to get that case put in the docket. They won't let me. And that's the problem, okay? So it's good news, but it's not bad news. 2% away from making this happen. We're all richer than rich homes. And your records will be suspended, okay? Because you cannot get out of prison or county jail, let go, and not have your records suspended because defamation of character will take you. And if you were arrested for murder, it doesn't matter, Holmes. That thing will follow you. So they have to, they have to suspend that record, Holmes, and they have to give you and then they let you out, Holmes, and then you have to get yourself a civil lawyer and sue the shit out of them on everything that I sue, you can sue. Okay, and I'll let you guys know later what that is. May the Lord bless you guys. This is for the internet. I'm going to put it out there, okay? I got to make my channel right now. Hold on.